Hi guys, got a Tavor SAR IDF limited edition model. This is something I've always wanted from Tavor SAR, but they never made it exactly in this configuration, which includes the 18-inch barrel, which in my opinion looks very good, and the Mars MARS sight red dot. These two items are something you have to find separately. Once you get the base model, the IDF limited edition model comes with a Mepro M21 red dot. Terrible sight, by the way, terrible. And a 16-inch shorter barrel without the cool bayonet lug. So this one you do have to assemble it yourself. It took me some time to find all the proper parts, especially the sight. Thank you. My friend got this for me, not for free, but he found this, decided to sell it to me. So I was able to complete the project within a few months. One of the harder parts to find is the separate barrel. I doubt you can find a separate barrel for this, because from what I know, they don't really ever, IWI US never made separate barrel you can buy, the 18-inch ones at least. I've seen 16-inch ones, but not the cool 18-inch ones. So why did I get this? Well, it looks cool, doesn't it? It looks like a proper SAR for the Israeli military. The original configuration was with the 18-inch barrel, and I think it did have a Mars red dot sight. On the red dot, Mars red dot, I think the runtime is only 100 hours or so. Pretty ridiculous for today's standards. But it does have a, hold on a second. It does have a auto shut off after 15 minutes of in operation. How should I say it? The motion detection, should I say? And similar to EOTech, actually I don't know if EOTech has an auto wake. It might not. This one does have a motion detection, and it does turn on once you pick it up. On the Mars red dot, the selection is pretty simple. It's just a lever here, 4 position, I think. Is it 4 position? Yep, 4 position for brightness, and this last one here, that's positioned for off. And it's pretty neat because it's a combination IR laser right here, integrated, slaved to the red dot, and there's a button here. The unit itself has a wire running through the handguard, and there's a button here. Right here, you can press on this button to activate the IR laser. There's a separate model. There's 2 different versions. There's an IR laser, which is this exact one is IR only, and there's a visible laser model. Just like pretty much everything I own, I go through. I don't want to say phases, but I do buy them to test them out and see if the guns are for me. And I have owned 2 other SAR, Tavor SAR before this, 16-inch model, 1913 Picatinny models, and I had one X95, which none of those really resonate with my soul as this one does. This one just has that really, I don't know, it has that cool looking District 9 vibe. I know vibe is overused, but it has that cool factor I just cannot describe. It's just, right, it's in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 1 or 2. It's in there. It's in there. I got the inspiration from one of the gun, not tuber, but he posts on Instagram. Harry, Beach Ballistics, and he posted one two pictures of his setup of the same layout on Reddit, and I saw that and I fell in love with that. It's just so cool. Okay, let's take some shots. So it does take AR magazine, USGI or PMag, shooting IWI M193. All right. Yeah, I just finished shooting my Beretta AR-70. This gun is really punchy compared to the AR-70 Beretta. Quite overgassed indeed. Although, due to not the bore axis, I know people talk about bore axis compare in relationship to the buttstock. It's not about the bore axis, it's about the mass, where the center of the moving mass is. So the moving mass is here, and as you can see, the buttstock is sort of in the middle here. It's almost in line with the middle. It's close to the middle of the butt pad. So that while the recoil was pretty harsh, it doesn't jump that much on the muzzle climb wasn't that bad. So I was able to, put some rapid fire down we're at 50 yard on C-zone target. It wasn't too difficult to get back on target. Magazine in, and as you saw, last round bolt open and release. Surprisingly, I'm getting gassed out without a suppressor. I think the gas is leaking from the top here into underneath my eye protection. I'm getting, yeah, that was not pleasant. A few rounds was not too bad, but unexpected. Actually, IMI, I'm shooting IMI M193. It is known to be slightly hotter than other ammo, other 5.56 ammo. So that might be why. But you can see from the gun, there's just a lot of cavity, just gaps and voids and holes everywhere. You can get this really caked up with sand or mud and you'll have a hell of a time cleaning this. And the gas, of course, is coming out from everywhere, which could be good for barrel cooling. Really cooking now. It's cooking. I actually just remembered I forgot to mention where I got the 18-inch barrel from. I got this not as a spare. I bought a separate gun, complete gun with the 18-inch barrel. I took that one off from that gun and installed it to here. And this one originally came with a 16-inch barrel. I just took it off and installed it into that gun. So now I mentioned it. So it is kind of tricky to set it up this way, all configured as is, as seen here. Something special about the IDF model being lack of 1913 rail. Pretty much it. It does come with because lacking the 1913, you do get cool backup sights like this. So this one at the back, it's a rear peep. It's a peep sight that rotates out and stow it away like that. And this one's just, it's a foldable like that. Windage, it's all on windage and elevation. It's all on the front side. You do need a pretty small screw flathead to adjust that right there. It's a pretty small screw, thin enough, and it'll fit. And right here, this little puzzle piece here, that's for a separate magnifier unit that you can. I don't have it. I've seen a video of it being used. You just kind of put it on to the turret here, this rounded disc thing, and then you rotate it in place, being locked by this plastic piece. It's a spring, actually, like a spring piece. That's all polymer. So that's pretty cool. So the way they have it originally, without the 1913, you have your optic, you got your red dot primary, and you have your IR integrated with the unit. You have your magnifier, that's a separate piece you can use, and you have your backup sight. So, and the button here to activate the slaved IR unit laser for night vision, for nighttime use. So I think it's a pretty nicely integrated model, all in one. Something on the Tavor that I never really enjoyed, the saber guard here. They were, I think it was designed to have I think they call it 6 point of contact or 5. 1 on the handguard, 2 on your arm, 2, 3 on the pistol grip, 4 on the cheek piece, and 1 on the shoulder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact. So let's try that out. I think, yep, it's loaded, but maybe it's not chambered. Yep, it's not chambered. The charging handle is pretty good. It's large enough, but maybe it's too pronounced. Okay, let's try the 5 points of contact. It's really odd. I'm being gassed out again. Pretty sure it's this gap right here. It's pushing gas through there and into my eyes. Oh man, yeah, it's a gassy gun. It's overgassed, and there's a gap here that even without a suppressor, I'm being gassed out. That shooting method, it's actually not bad. It's not super comfortable. I'm being my arms being kind of rubbing against this piece here, the saber guard. So it's, I don't think they teach that technique anymore on the newer X95 because the saber guard is not as angled on the X95. X95 typically will come in a configuration with the typical standard trigger guard that just that guards just the trigger itself, not your entire hand. And that trigger guard, it's more of a, it kind of looks like a staple gun to me with how straight it was on the X95. And this one, it has that cooler looking angle. So you can do this. All right, let's try another mag. Five points of contact again. I guess it works. I guess it works. Not super comfortable, I don't think. Yeah, there's this. Maybe I just do have shorter arms or something, but it works, but not what I would prefer. That's rapid fire. Let's try some rapid fire. So the ergonomic, it's pretty well thought out. The trigger here releases the magazine. I mean, it's an older gun. You probably all know this by now. Mag release right here. So you have your magazine in, and then naturally you just come back here, tap on that release button, and here you go. Oh right, I do have a factory trigger on this, but the trigger pack itself, it's from Geissele. I didn't pay full price. It's a lightweight trigger, good for competition perhaps, and of course you can get faster follow-up shots. The reset on the trigger is kind of, it's let me keep the empty mag in here. Let's drop the bolt. The trigger is pretty good, so that's with the factory trigger bow. Pretty long take up. Oh, it's a light trigger, so take up, you hit a wall here, and a very light, crisp break. Let's try the reset. Ooh, yeah, it's pretty short. The first stage is very spongy and pretty long, and you can easily pull through and miss the break if you're not careful. It's the wall, yeah, it's not very distinct. You have to be careful when you're trying to get careful shots. Pre-travel, it's pretty heavy, spongy, and you hit the wall, you can feel it, but it's just too light of a wall before you're hitting that second stage there. So normally I would prefer a heavier second stage. That wall should be heavier, and a lighter first stage. They should be about 50-50 on the total pull, if that makes sense. Let's say the total pull is 7 pounds. It should be, let's say, probably 3.5 and then 3.5 for the first stage, 3.5, and the second stage to break that wall should be half of that, half of the total pull, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the heavy first stage and then the wall is super too light, in my opinion. Just too easy to miss. Something I want you guys to see, perhaps. This is a very clean optic without any color distortion. Not sure if you can see this. Yeah, I think you can. So you might not be able to see the dot itself, but you can see how clean, and there's no color. It's not blue, it's not green, it's not any yellow. It's just a very clean optic, very clean glass. So I like that. It's nice. Everything else, I don't really have that much of a problem with this unit. The Mars sight it's fine. The major downside is the battery life, only 100 hours or so. Apparently it's still better than a lot of modern Russian optics, which is that's really sad, but I don't know how true that is. I don't really have a lot of Russian optics, at least the ones that takes batteries. Yeah, let's just shoot some more.